All right, here we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
What's
We're both in the
up?
comfort of our home today.
Hey, Patriot family. It is Trump Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Are we all feeling
Trumptastic.
okay? I mean, you're wearing your Trump shirt and I'm wearing my Trump shirt. What is happening here?
Is it the inauguration shirt that we wore to the beach the
No.
other day?
This is the
Oh.
one that actually we still need to post that photo.
That's the one on the beach. You told me I
Of the
couldn't.
girl that was there for her grandson's baseball tournament,
game.
and she was out there at the beach because we were just beach bunnies. And she had a sign that said Gulf of America, and
She was from Ohio. She
was
came
from
all the way down
Ohio.
to Panama City Beach to hold a sign in front of the water, the Gulf of America.
Right. It was amazing. And she saw
Amazing.
us and she was like, "You guys are wearing your inauguration sweatshirts." And so we took a photo with her. It was great. We were like, "We'll totally tag you and tag the Don when we get back," but we never did it. Sorry. I think her name was Courtney.
I've seen her. I've seen the pictures because Laura's tagged me in it. So we'll get that out there. We'll make sure we post it.
Okay, so we'll have to post it on our post because
and she follows us now. Very cool.
Amazing. I love when we meet people like that. It's so awesome.
And this is the thing. So she's from Ohio.
Yeah.
So what you don't realize when you live in Florida and you're just so brazen all the time, you don't realize that some of these other states, they really still have to, or they feel like they have to tiptoe around their opinion. Because she was like, "Well, I don't normally get really political, but I just had to do this." And we're like, "Oh, you're in good company."
Like,
totally
we get it. We get it. Just be bold. Like, go out there and speak. You have no idea how many people will follow your lead and like how much support you'll get. Yeah, you'll get some hate, but like, who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? They don't pay your bills. They're not married to you. They don't feed you. They don't, you know what I'm saying? The F's. They don't do none of it. So
you know what, Allie? I watched a little bit of our show yesterday, and I got a little emotional.
I did too.
So today, I'm ready.
Ooh, girl, listen. You lucky y'all
I
got
skipped
sober,
coffee.
Allie. No, I'm kidding.
I skipped tea, and I just went straight
to the extra caffeinated Mountain Dew.
And anybody out there who knows me knows that I always drink Sprite because I try to do delicate. I don't really want the strong sodas, but you know what? Today was one of those days that I felt we needed to just liven it up. Well, thank you guys so much for wherever you're joining us from. Thank you so much. We are going to get rolling. We're going to talk about a lot of the topics going on in the news, a continuation really from yesterday, because there's more coming out about the Brown University suspect, I guess, who is still at large.
At large and dangerous, mind you. Everyone's like, but the community is safe. Huh?
Yeah, something's not adding up there. Then we've got Trump talking about Tina Peters and really what took place in Colorado. A ton of election integrity information and news and a little bit of Nancy Pelosi coming your way too. I didn't get a clip of it, but I do want to also talk later today, later in the episode. Candace Owens and Erika Kirk have sat down and had a 4.5 hour sit down. Two ladies, lots to say, and apparently might be making some headway. I don't know. I mean, people, they're going to agree to disagree on some things, but it was something I think that was needed.
I'm just mad everybody decided to divide because of a girl fight. Like, this is just crazy.
Just put them in America 250 on the White House lawn, Octagon. People will pay money for it. Let's go.
I think that's what should have happened in the first place. Candace should have went to Erika in the first place. It shouldn't have been Candace opening her mouth, speaking from her microphone. She should have called Erika and had a sit down with her from the very freaking beginning. But who am I?
That's biblical.
I mean, that's what I would have done.
Somebody, you go directly to them first.
That's what I would have done. I wouldn't have went into the airwaves. I'd have went to her straight up. Hey, Let's talk.
So guys, we've got a lot to talk about. Plus, we're going to talk about our elf on the shelf. Lots coming your way. Let's go ahead and open that mic.
Taking back our freedom, back to where we started. We're wearing our red hat tonight. It takes more than just a feeling. Oh, better be believing, and America's gonna be on.
What do you do when they try to cancel you? MAGA Nation, we cancel proof. My red hat stays on. My red hat stays on. You know I love God, but in Trump I trust. November 5th, you gon' ride with us. Our red hat stays on. Our red hat stays on. It's the mayor of MAGAville, the RNC King. 2024, freedom gon' ring. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. I'm still fighting for each one of you. And keep your red hat on.
What do you do when they come for you?
Keep your red hat on.
The red hat. Okay, Allie.
Yes. Are we gonna go there now? Oh my gosh.
Somebody,
you guys
let's just.
We're gonna rip the Band-Aids.
Somebody got us.
A Trump elf. I cannot. Guys, look at this. Oh my gosh.
Wait. I got the purple.
I love it. We need some help naming him. So our top 3 is Trump on the stump, like Snoop on the stoop. Trump on the stump. We got Don on the lawn. And we have Commander MAGA on the mantle. Those are the top 3, I think we have.
What is
do
it
you guys
again?
think?
So, can you say him again?
So we have Trump on the stump, Don on the lawn, and Commander MAGA on the mantle.
Commander MAGA. That's a lot to say, though. Commander MAGA on the mantle?
On the mantle. I don't know. That is a lot because it's like Elf on the Shelf is like so precise.
I don't know.
We have like the other one is like Patriot on a post, like, but he's not just a patriot. I mean,
no, it's Don on the lawn. I think
Don on the lawn. I like that.
but he's not on the lawn.
He's not on the lawn though. I mean, it's like maybe we could give, but then if we give him grass, like it, I don't know. That's weird.
Okay, so we're gonna have you guys comment below.
Let us know.
Let us know tomorrow. We can come up with. We're gonna put you back, sir.
I love it. Trump on the stump, Don on the lawn. I kind of like Don on the lawn. I do.
I know you do. And it was the way you said it though with your accent. I was like,
Don on the lawn. It's the best.
We're gonna try to get through.
It's the most beautiful grass.
For those of you that don't know, this is how our show started. We were in our own homes, and then we're like, who keeps us locked in and like on task? Nobody. We could have like a 4-hour show doing it this way.
We could have.
Just the ladies just doing whatever they want to do. We definitely could. We are going to start today, Allie, with a bit of breaking news. Let me see if I can line this up. Obviously, when I'm at home, it is a one-woman show here. So you broke in with some breaking news yesterday. We've got a little bit more details coming our way. There were 4 pro-Palestinian suspects that were arrested trying to plan a New Year's Eve terrorist plot. You've got the names listed there. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the press conference, and then we'll talk more about it.
The 4 defendants are Audrey Carroll, 30 years old. The pictures, I think we have them somewhere. We'll put them up here. Audrey Carroll, 30 years old. Zachary Aaron Page, 32. Dante Gaffield, 24. And Tina Lay, 41. Each from the Los Angeles area. Each is charged with conspiracy and possession of an unregistered destructive device in violation of Title 26, United States Code Section 5861D. We intend to file additional charges in the coming weeks as we finish reviewing the evidence. The defendants are all radical anti-government members of the Turtle Island Liberation Front, which according to their own social media is an anti-capitalist, anti-government movement that calls for their associates to rise up and fight back against capitalism. One of the leaders of the organization, defendant Audrey Carroll, helped organize an even more radical faction of the group called the Order of the Black Lotus. Each of the defendants charged today was also a member of the Order of the Black Lotus. Carroll described this group to her co-conspirators as everything radical. As detailed in the federal complaint, which we will now make public, in November 2025, defendant Carroll created a detailed bombing plot to use explosive devices to attack 5 or more locations across Southern California on this upcoming New Year's Eve. Carroll and her co-defendant, Zachary Page, led the effort to obtain and build the bombs and to recruit others to join in their plot. Carol's bomb plot was explicit. It included a step-by-step instructions to build IEDs or improvised explosive devices and listed multiple targets across Orange County and Los Angeles. Carol also made clear her desires. She said, quote, "What we are doing will be considered a terrorist act." Carol and Page also discussed plans for follow-up attacks after their bombings, which included plans to target ICE agents and vehicles with pipe bombs. Carol stated that those plans would, quote, "take some of them out and scare the rest."
What? I mean, and here's the thing, and I'm just going to say the quiet part out loud as I was reading this. Okay, yes, it is a terror plot, pro-Palestinian. None of these names are your typical, like what you would consider Middle Eastern names to be pro-Palestinian.
No, one of them
sound like white suburban kids.
One of them is Asian.
Not that race matters,
No,
but what I'm
like
saying,
CCP maybe.
Well, it's like the radicalization of Americans.
No, 1,000%.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like
Yeah,
these are kids that went to Berkeley and are just like, I mean, I'm not saying they went to Berkeley, but I'm saying that that's what I think of when I hear these names. And you've got a 30-year-old, a 32-year, like you're old enough to know better.
Yeah, you're old enough to know better.
What are you
But when you're
doing?
indoctrinated and you're psychologically, brainwashed, things change. I mean, when you literally have grown people who have been in the military set
Yes.
themselves on fire, it's a mind virus. There's no other way for me to explain it. I'm actually waiting for Jordan Peterson to come out and come talk about it because I need somebody that is high level psychology to like break this stuff down because
break it
my
down
level of
for us.
expertise is not that high. But this is it is insane, literally insane.
It's insane. The insanity continues as we bring you more information about Brown University. We were talking yesterday on our show about the speculation that the gunman shouted something before committing the shooting. The police, you guys, they do not want to talk about it. They were at a press conference, which is supposed to be where you talk about this. But let's take a listen at how they dodge and avoid.
Investigating. We're also hearing that the shooter may have screamed something before he opened fire. We haven't confirmed that, and police have been very coy.
There's a report the shooter yelled something right before his shot came in. Could you tell us what that was?
Yeah, it's part of the investigation.
Is there anything else inside that auditorium that you could tell us?
No,
Did he yell out? Did something say something?
That's something that we're investigating. We took statements and
Is
have
there
to
any
confirm.
audio from the scene? So, there are a lot of cell phones there.
We're gonna wrap it up here.
We're gonna wrap it up here. Okay, so that should be
Wow.
alarming to everybody, to be honest. Yes, it is an open investigation. Yes, there are things because obviously remember this. Apparently, this person is still at large because they had a suspect in custody. They let him go. So there are things they want to keep close to their lapels because it is an ongoing investigation, and there's things that only the perpetrator will know. They don't want to give too much information, but this is
What
not
they said
yeah
is not too much information.
And the thing that I want people to pay attention to here is, although they're not doing that good of a job, what the media is trying to do is ask the question, as we posed yesterday here, where's all the video footage? Because Brown University is much like any other university in America. There are cameras everywhere.
No, they literally have like 800 cameras and not a camera worked. Like there are now memes making fun of how incompetent this investigation has become because there still is no video footage. Were all the cameras broken? Were they all decoys? I don't understand. We can take take explicitly clean and clear video and picture of the clouds in Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
We can take telescope images from Earth to look at other planets. But we can't figure out in depth, in full color, but we can't do that with the suspect.
We streamed a moon landing decades ago.
Well, I don't.
I'm just saying. Let's
I
put
think that might have been
tinfoil
just
hat,
green screen
put
at
it
this
on. 'Cause
point.
what I'm saying is, are you saying that it's one step for mankind, one giant leap for whatever what he said, but yet we don't have video? And you know
This
what?
man,
If
whoever
there's a
this
suspect at large, you know what you do? Release the footage, the
Release the
videos, the images.
so you can find them.
What are we doing?
This
What?
this
I mean, I'm just a mom. I don't know.
right. This suspect is more elusive than Bigfoot.
I'm telling you.
I am always
But again,
amazed.
But the press conference has said, the officials have spoken, Providence is safe. The mass shooter is still out there somewhere. Brown University's shooter's whereabouts are unknown. He's armed and dangerous, but again, you're safe. Nothing to see here. Let's take a listen.
To believe that this person is no longer in the community, because can you continue to try to reassure the public that they are safe, but you also just said that this person you believe is armed and dangerous. So how can both be true?
Well, yeah, right. And that's something that's unknown, but like the mayor stated, I'll tell you that we have enhanced enforcement in that area. We have, Steph stated earlier, we have a lot of officers in the area. So in that sense, it's going to be safe. But however, as well, I just want to remind the community that our priority at law enforcement in the city is to keep our constituents safe, keep them informed, and to keep them committed, to understand that we're a professional, we're dedicated, we're going to put somebody in handcuffs, and we're going to continue to do this job. So
do you have reason to believe that they are no longer in this community?
That's something that we're continuing to investigate.
Okay, so you know what this reminds me of, Allie? This
I got a
reminds
pain
me
in my chest and I can't breathe.
Oh my gosh, George Lopez.
That's what that sounds like. Excuse me. Excuse me, chief of police. You got some
We
explaining to
can't tape
do.
it home anymore. We can't tape it home.
You
There's
got
no
some
adult
explaining to do,
supervision.
sir.
There's no adults.
¿Qué es eso? You mean you can't find him? ¿Qué es eso? Meaning qué? What you mean? What you mean? What you mean the community is safe, pero you can't find him? What you mean? What, he armed and dangerous, pero in the community we safe?
I'm sorry.
¿Qué carajo? ¿Qué mierda? En tu
Allie.
boca. I
Allie,
can't.
listen. This is. Do you remember the Boston bombers that from the Boston Marathon? Okay.
I do.
Do you remember how long they waited to really? I mean, they put that whole. There's neighborhoods. There was one security guard at a local college that was murdered. There was a carjacking because of this. There was a standoff. They were infiltrated in the actual community. Rhode Island is showing their draws right now. Their drawers.
Right. They even went and knocked doors. You remember that? Where they went to everybody's home around and knocked doors. Like, Rhode Island is not that freaking big. It's really not. Did you close the ports down? Did you close every exit? Are you monitoring every exit? Like what? Out in and out of Rhode Island? Are you stopping on the highways? Like, is there a bolo? Like, what are we doing?
We have a right as Americans to know what's being done in this investigation, to keep the heat on. And listen, one of the things that I know you and I know, because we know a candidate that's running in Rhode Island for the House, for Congress. Rhode Island is exceptionally blue, and
Very.
The rest of America really needs to pay attention to what's going on here, because what have we learned even with some of the CDL license shenanigans that happened in California? This stuff permeates and bleeds across state lines. You think this person is still in Rhode Island, or you think he or she is possibly in a neighboring state? You think that the longer this goes, we're going to have more answers or less? The most crucial time in an investigation is 24 to 48 hours. Come on, all of you guys that watch those crime mysteries, you all know that. So to not get any answers, and they waited forever to put those suspect drawings out for the Boston Marathon bombers. And if you watch the Mark Wahlberg movie, really hard to get through. I'm just really difficult to get through. But if you watch it, wow. All kinds of not professional happening right now. If you
I mean, have you seen his
saying.
routine? I'm just saying.
He's a cop. Okay. So, but if you watch it, I forget what it's Patriot Day, I think I forget what it's called, but they go into detail in there about the arguments between law enforcement and federal law enforcement, basically saying put the description, and finally somebody just like leaks it. But that's how they caught them. That's how they caught them, because everybody, even the Boston Marathon, even though it was a public street, everybody had their phones out. That's how they pieced together the timeline. You can't tell me that stuff's not out there, and that somebody in the FBI somewhere should be like,
you can't tell me that you geolocated the pipe bomber's freaking phone 18 months ago and now just came out with it. Like and that's how you caught the person. Like, and this is taking days. Like, I don't understand. I don't.
One thing they can say, even though it's an investigation, the Rhode Island Governor McKee, he does say one thing that they can say unanimously: Trump was wrong. I don't know. Take a listen.
President Donald Trump has said that Brown University is to blame for this shooting and saying it's the school's problem. Is that a fair criticism, or do you disagree with what the president said?
Colonel.
Can you expand on that?
Why not? Because Brown University is not collaborating with you guys. You're lying to the press over here. They have facial recognition. We know that because they follow them, they follow everybody in the neighborhood.
It's rugging real bad.
Why you guys release a video today?
Okay, somebody off camera is now back to talking, and I don't. What?
It was rugging real bad. So nobody could really hear what was going on. Could you break down the video for me?
Yeah. So they're asking the Rhode Island governor, Democrat. They're asking him about Trump saying that really most of this falls on the university for failures with not having security, not having the doors locked, not protecting the students, really. And the Rhode Island governor says that's false. And then the police
chief came in all pissed off, and you couldn't understand anything he was saying because he was triggered and he's speaking in Spanglish. Yes, that guy. That guy. He's mad because he's got caught.
The mayor comes on and says, we're all tired. We're all tired. We're going to go. We're all tired. I'm sure you are tired. But you know what? This is your job.
Right.
Bring in the FBI. Is the FBI working and conclude?
Yes, the FBI is working. You didn't see the video.
Where the hell are they? I don't see them there.
There was video of them kicking snow around because there was snow on the floor, and they're trying to find, or on the ground, and they're trying to find. Y'all don't make fun of me, okay?
What is going on? Sorry.
No, it's
my computer's acting up.
Oh no, we can't have that.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Yeah, no, they're like kicking the snow out the way to try and find some things, and it's so interesting. It is so interesting. This is just so interesting. To be under new FBI leadership, this has just been very interesting. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Moving on. Moving on. We will keep you posted on all the things that take place with the Brown University.
No, but seriously though, sis, like I am always amazed by the audacity of this level of incompetence. Like I'm like, oh, here we go again. Okay. This time? this time? Like, it's wild to be this.
This plays into the narrative, though. We saw it with the Bondi Beach shooting in Australia. Where they're saying, oh, we got to have tighter gun laws. I don't think you can get much tighter with gun restriction than you can in Rhode Island here in the United States. What? No, I can't. What?
Don Jr. is getting married to his new girlfriend. He proposed to her. When a man knows.
That's not the stuff you drop live.
When a man knows, he knows. President Trump just said it. President Trump just announced at the White House that his son, Don Jr., and his girlfriend, Bettina Anderson, are getting married. They just got engaged.
Congratulations, Don Jr. You deserve all the happiness. I'm just saying,
like 34 with no kids, and he's like,
well, he got some kids, but they would make some pretty babies. They would make some pretty babies. They would make some pretty babies, though. I think they should get on that. I think they
I'm
should
sure
get
they
on
will.
that.
I'm sure. Oh,
Oh my
how
God.
cute.
That's
That's
amazing.
adorable.
Thank you for sharing that, Allie. Speaking of the Trumpster, we do have some video here of him talking specifically about what took place with Tina Peters in Colorado. Trump just eviscerated the Colorado governor, Jared Polis, for keeping Tina Peters unjustly locked up. We called for this weeks ago. Actually, we had reporters live that reported here to Open Mic that were part of the trial. They were there for the trial. She caught people cheating in an election, and they said she was cheating. So let's take a listen to the commander in chief here basically tell us what we already knew. Here we go. And
with a governor who's incompetent, with a governor that won't allow our wonderful Tina to come out of a jail, in a high-intensity jail, because she caught people cheating on an election, and they said she was cheating. She wasn't cheating. She went over, she looked at one of the election scams going on, and because she did that, they put her in jail for 9 years.
Wow.
The governor of Colorado is a weak and pathetic man who was run by Tren de Aragua, the criminals from Venezuela, took over sections of Colorado.
Yep, Aurora.
And he was afraid to do anything. But he puts Tina in jail for 9 years because she caught people cheating. And when she walked over and got involved in it, they said she was cheating. She wasn't cheating. She caught people cheating on the election, 2020. Along with a lot of other people that cheated on that election. You'll see that coming out more and more. But there's no doubt that America.
You'll see that coming out more and more, just so you know. You heard it first here on Open Mic, ladies. Almost on the daily, we get.
I know.
It's coming, ladies.
It's coming, ladies. We're like, all right, well, can it hurry up? Like, how much longer?
Not
like, I don't have all day. All I got is 15 minutes.
When have you known a woman to have patience? When have you be patient? Like, that is not in our genetic code.
I got shit to do.
We don't have a bleeper. We don't have nothing. It's just two women in their homes.
They don't bleep us when we do it on live when we're on Patriot. So you know,
they don't do that either.
They're just sentence enhancers. Okay.
What'd you say? Sentence enhancers?
Yes. Sentence.
Okay. Let's call Pastor Tom and see how he feels about that.
He was convicted. I was not. He said when he was saved, the Holy Spirit told him to not curse because it was every other word. I only use it every now and then when it comes out. And I have not been convicted by the Holy Spirit. When I am, y'all will know. I promise. But your conviction is not my conviction.
Duck from the lightning right now. Everybody just duck.
Your walk with God is different than my walk with God.
I love. Okay. Well, Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon is focusing now on states. She's wanting them to purge voter fraud. Let's go ahead and share what this. Oh, it's funny how I said that, like I was waiting for David.
You were. It was. It's funny.
And I'm like, wait, I'm David today. There's thousands of non-citizens being found on voter rolls. I hate to tell you guys this. It's happened right here in the state of Florida.
Yep.
North Carolina cleaned about 100,000 voters off of their registrations. I wonder how many of them are deceased, because, you know, when you die, you vote Democrat. Let's take a listen.
Just in the data that we've seen, you say thousands of, I guess, illegally registered aliens in the country that are registered to vote.
That's right.
Is that accurate? I mean, how many do you think it'll be when you get all 50 states in? How many illegal immigrants are voting in this country?
Well, I mean, it could be legal or illegal, but it's illegal for any alien to vote in a federal election. That's the situation. Yes. And so green card holders can't vote, visa holders can't vote. And so I think it could be a six-figure number when you spread out over the whole country. It could be even higher than that. And when you think about the margin in the 2020 election and some other elections nationally, a few hundred votes here or there could absolutely turn the outcome of a national election. And a single vote can turn the outcome of a congressional race or a Senate race or something like that. And so we really have to take this seriously. And the left's response to this effort is, oh, there's not a lot of fraud. You know, they're exaggerating this. Right. It doesn't have to be a lot of fraud. or any fraud for it to be a problem. It's a problem if someone goes and votes because they've been led to believe they are allowed to vote and they don't get to vote. That affects all the elections in that state.
And I love the way this is something that was told to us as we started really looking into election data. One illegal vote cancels your vote.
Yes, it does.
I mean, how important is your vote, guys? I mean, it's the one thing that separates us from tyranny, is being able to elect representatives to represent us. That's what the constitutional republic was built on. It is our foundation. How important is it to you to let somebody else steal your vote, cancel your vote out? I mean, do you remember the guy we had on? We played his. It was like the last guy. The last piece we did yesterday when he was like, "We're not illegal. We're we're
the little
We were like, "Oh, bless your heart." Well, but this is how entitled some people are. They come here illegally, and then I love how she said some of them maybe don't know that they've been registered to vote. I believe some of that might be true. And we actually had a good friend who was on our first show ever, the Home Front. Demi, remember Demi? And
I do remember
telling the story about I think it was her mom that lived in New York City, and she called her and was like, "Hey, they're telling me I can vote," and she's like, "Ma, you can't vote. You're not
right.
Like, you're a green card holder. You're not able to." But by the time you do, it's a federal offense,
right? So, do you remember Vanessa Farah?
Yes,
her father, I believe, they figured out that he voted in 2020 in a different state.
Oh my gosh.
And he wasn't even in the States at the time of voting.
Allie.
It's crazy. And in Florida, like this happened here. This is craziness. Like, but here's the thing. End the filibuster.
Yeah.
So that we can push all the stuff forward that needs to be pushed forward because we're not getting anywhere. And then put it back. Just, I mean, pull a DeSantis.
For those of you that don't know,
there goes my invite. It's all
no, we're still invited. We love DeSantis,
look,
but
everybody that knows me knows I do not care about your access.
He pulled the law apart in the state of Florida to be able to run for president while sitting as governor. And then after the election, the primaries were over, the legislature put it back together the way it was again. True story.
Just do that with the filibuster.
Calling balls and strikes the way we see them.
We can call it. Can we call it that? Can we call it that? Can we name it after him? Balls and in the filibuster, can we name it after him?
Yes, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
Yeah,
we're gonna do that. Officially, right here on open mic.
I don't know.
Well, and it just keeps continuing. I want to get to this before we go to a commercial break. So when the director of national intelligence is also talking about elections and election not so much integrity, you might want to take a listen. Here's Tulsi Gabbard.
I've got a long list of things that we're investigating. We have the best of the best going after this. Election integrity being one of them. We have evidence of how these electronic voting systems have been vulnerable to hackers for a very long time and vulnerable to exploitation to manipulate the results of the votes being cast, which further drives forward your mandate to bring about paper ballots across the country so that voters can have faith in the integrity of our elections.
You know what?
What?
What are we going to do? To all of you out there, what are we going to do when all this stuff comes out and we realize that there are national elections that have been swayed? There are congressional seats that have been swayed. There are state legislature seats that have potentially been swayed. School boards.
City
You think that hasn't happened? Can we say that it might be on both sides of the aisle? Because some states haven't anxiously gone to clean it up real quick, and they're largely red states. I think that the bad stuff runs on both sides, and
And for how long?
And for how long? So we already saw that Smartmatic is in trouble. Dominion was basically, and I can say their name now, they were basically sold for parts. We know that there's intelligence even in Venezuela still, that they were basically a trial run, which that's how Maduro got in. There's so much getting ready to come out, guys. So keep it locked here on Open Mic. I keep saying that because it's going to be difficult when you realize that we haven't had the safest of elections. And this is why we have to end the filibuster. Trump said it yesterday that we have to get an executive order is not enough. We have to get this through the House and Senate to make sure that we have, I think he said it was voter ID, that it should be from sea to shining sea, which means California doesn't get to do whatever the heck they want over there.
Right.
It is a federal election. It should follow federal laws. I
Federal
know
laws.
I know
Period.
the states have the ability to carry out their elections, but there's a federal law first. You have to be a legal citizen of the United States and show ID. So you've got that mail-in ballots. Who was it that said? I forget who said it. Jimmy Carter, that talked about if there's mail-in ballots, there will be the potential for fraud.
Yeah,
that is one of the worst Democrat presidents you've ever heard of, and even he knew that it stinks.
Carter was horrible. Well,
Guys,
Johnson was too,
well,
but
yeah.
I mean, Lyndon B. Johnson gave us a whole bunch of
things.
garbage.
You can take it back.
Right.
Guys, we're going to pause for just a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more Open Mic after this word.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. Light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OpenMic for 10% off your order.
Welcome back, everybody. I do have one thing I'd like to add on.
Yes,
ma'am. This whole filibuster thing. I think if we end the filibuster before the midterms, you will not only have more people come out during the midterms,
yes,
but I think we will have bigger wins in the midterms because everything will get pushed through that we mandated in 2024, which is needed.
And that creates momentum, right?
It does. Because we're all sitting here waiting, like twiddling our thumbs, like what is happening? And then while we're doing that simultaneously, the GOP, excuse me, Grooters, if you need help, you do know my phone number.
I've got his.
We've you know who I am, and you definitely know who Michelle is. So if you need some assistance with this,
we would love to help.
Phone a friend, and we will help you with this. But there needs to be a collective effort on trying to get more senators and better House Republicans in office in 2026.
Yes, absolutely.
Because clearly we can't read bills thorough enough in order for us to figure out that we're passing things with gender ideology within it and selling land that probably shouldn't be sold. I don't know what we're doing up on Capitol Hill, but I'm gonna need y'all to get it together. I don't get it together.
Get it together. You know, I don't know what it is about Joe Grooters today, but he's been all over my feed. I don't know if he's done like a media blitz. He was speaking at the White House with Trump. So Grooters, we will help you in any way we can. Guys, this is the Attorney General, Ken Paxton. He is saying from Texas, he's saying that he's suing. He's doing a Trump. He's suing 5 major TV companies, including some with ties to the CCP for spying on Texans. What?
Wow.
He lists major corporations being sued are Sony, Samsung, LG, as well as Hisense and TCL Technology Group Corporation, TCL, which are both based in China. These Chinese ties pose serious concerns, he says. Spying on Texans. Is this like your smart TV?
Yeah,
Am I gonna have to put a blanket
possibly,
over my TV?
maybe, or like a little. We have friends that walk around with like stickers on their cameras on their phones.
It says these companies have been unlawfully collecting personal data through automated content recognition, ACR technology. I wonder if that's in all of our states. In its simplest terms, it's an uninvited, invisible digital invader. This has me thinking about all those things, like even Alexa. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how many times? Where were we? Oh my gosh! Today, Allie. Today, I was in the office. I was in the yesterday. I was in the studio, and I'm talking with one of our coworkers about running for office, and I'm obviously saying some things off the cuff about just politics in general. And his phone starts spitting out, yeah, politics is one of those things that and I was like, oh my gosh, your phone is totally just joined in on a conversation like somebody you didn't want sitting at the lunch table with you, just totally came out like, tell me they're not listening. They're listening.
Excuse me, I was not talking to you. Well, an ex-CIA personnel is in a video saying, yes, he's answering questions. And that was one of the questions, was like, is your phone and other devices spying on you? And he said, yes. I wish it wasn't true, but yes. I mean, what did you think the Patriot Act was doing? Why have we not gotten rid of that? Can we please, hello? Like, that should be a priority. Congress.
The Patriot Act is something we have been talking about for 10 years.
Oh, Jesus. It needs to go bye-bye. Like,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I tell you what, so much to do, so little time. Just a quick update. You sent me this. Caroline Levitt has reported President Trump says he will now classify fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. Are we going to see more boats going kapow in the Gulf of Mexico? Gulf of America. I'm sorry, Gulf of America.
Is amazing. I'm going to get you a jar. Every time you say Gulf of Mexico, you're putting money in it.
Every time you say a swear word, you're putting money in it. See how that works?
No.
There's nobody here. I don't know who I'm looking at. If there was somebody over here, you know how quick I'd be like under the desk. Like,
she's trying to get a cosigner. Ain't nobody there to cosign. I love you. You're so funny.
Why you gotta out me for my quiet house?
You're so funny.
It's called peace of mind.
I love it. I love it. No, it's good. Mine's quiet too. I just got my little pup over here. He's hanging out. That's who I snapped at earlier, because he's like digging on my couch, and he knows I don't like him on my couch. But I snapped at him and like gave him the mom look, and he was like,
"The mom look." You have the cutest dog ever. I need to get a cat. I'm gonna look for a cat, and you guys send me suggestions and I know my mom's watching this somewhere, and she's like, no more cats.
I want a Maine Coon cat so bad, or one of like the
don't they shed a lot though? Don't they shed a lot?
Yes, I'm sure.
It's an animal. I get it. It's a cat, whatever.
It's an animal. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, guys, it's never a good sign when a Democrat dresses in all red. The last one that did it, and I said she looked like Kool-Aid, was standing outside of an ICE facility in New Jersey, and she got herself into some trouble. But now, I mean, it's not a pretty picture. This time, Nancy Pelosi wears all red as she takes to, and it's like that she won't go away. She just announced her retirement. What is she doing? This is what she says her biggest regret was that she didn't get accomplished in her 150 years of serving. Take a listen.
What's been your biggest disappointment? My disappointment, I always have it, and I'll never give up on it.
Her eyebrows.
Guns. A 4-letter word. Guns. Guns. That children would be dying in a classroom, that families, just the saddest thing. But it's about two things. That politicians should think that their political survival is more important than the survival of children and families in our country. And that the gun industry, I'm not talking about lobbyists here, I'm talking about the gun industry with endless big money just deciding that they are going to have it their way at the cost of lives in our country so they can make a profit. And it's a global issue too. I mean, you understand that guns are a border issue as well.
A border issue? The non-existent border when Biden was president?
Hold up. She said something about for as long as she's been, you mean as long as you've been in office?
I said 150 years. Yes.
And then she said something about the gun industry, not the lobbyists. Who do you think the lobbyists work for, ma'am? Haven't you been in Congress for like 80 years? What do you mean?
You could have changed it a long time ago. There's lots that you could do to change it. She says, I'll never give up on it. Gun control is really about exactly what it says, control. Thank you, Miss Pelosi.
Oh.
Control. The one thing,
Yes.
like you control the stock market and insider trading.
And so what happens to the American people when they're faced with an Islamic terrorist or a domestic terrorist of any kind on a beach somewhere? Like, I don't know, Bondi Beach?
You know what would help save lives? If her state of California wouldn't give CDL licenses to people who can't read, write English or read signs or pass basic efficiency tests.
Or
you know what would help save lives is if in California they would help secure our borders so they're not the #1 state in the nation when it comes to human trafficking, human smuggling. If she could clean up the needles off her streets in San Francisco, that might help save some lives. These people do not care about children or their jewelry
No.
that you can hear in the background, her little clinky clink clink clink. She really
Are you sure that wasn't her teeth?
Her eyebrows looked much better in that video. Somebody's gotten her and said, "Ma'am, your eyebrows look like the McDonald's." Oh, sorry.
My goodness.
Okay, well, Nancy Pelosi wants to make a comeback, so we're going to go ahead and we'll play this next video from Nancy. I'm sorry, all of you guys right now that were eating breakfast. I know we're stirring up your stomach. I'm so sorry. She said that Trump has done nothing that warrants impeachment. Just to make sure I understand you, she says impeachment should not be on the agenda for the next 2 years. So I don't know. I mean, are they getting a different game together? Let's see. Let's take a listen.
I'm really not here to talk about the incoherence, the cruelty, the corruption of the current president of the United States.
But just to make sure this should not be the agenda of Democrats for this last 2 years.
If he crosses the border again, but that's not an incidental thing. You say, well, we're going to do that. No, there has to be cause. There has to be reason. We had review. This was a very serious historic thing. And our founders knew that there could be a rogue president. And that's why they put impeachment in the Constitution.
Are pigs flying?
Are they Smithfield pigs? Are they from the city?
Maybe. I mean, they might leak sludge. I don't have like fat.
Hope you're not eating bacon out there.
Goodness.
I'm not going to miss Miss Pelosi. I'm not going to miss her.
No,
I'm not. But I don't think she's going to fade away quietly. I think she's.
They
like the sound of their voice too much.
I think she should. Yeah.
Well, she might have a hard time going away quietly because this just broke. Nancy Pelosi has just been subpoenaed by the Department of Justice in a federal crime case in the Northern District of California. Now, we'll talk more about it. I want to make sure we show you. This is something that Jesse Waters has recently reported on. So I want to make sure we get his take on it. Take a listen. Oh, wouldn't it be wonderful if she could get just a little dose of, I don't know, justice.
Fox News alert, something very peculiar just happened on the floor of the House. Take a look.
This is to notify you formally, pursuant to Rule 8 of the Rules of the House of Representatives, that I, the Honorable Nancy Pelosi, Speaker Emerita and U.S. Representative for the 11th Congressional District of California, have been served with third-party subpoenas from the prosecution and the defendant to produce documents in a criminal case in the United States District Court for the Northern District of California.
So Nancy Pelosi is being subpoenaed in a criminal case.
Well, let's take a look at this. I'm going to read a little. No official word on the charges. Is it possibly, they're speculating, is it possibly part of the seditious conspiracy related to January 6th? Remember, she is on video, on audio actually, talking about how she did not do her due diligence to get the National Guard there on January 6th. She's also illegally, they're saying, raked in either through China, Ukraine, over $100 million to the Pelosi family. That's her kids. She's a relative of Gavin Newsom,
right?
The wonderful, I'm not at all shady governor of the state of California. I mean, listen, California, oof, you got issues out there, and they keep breeding. It's crazy. So we'll
Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Well, that'll be interesting to follow. See what happens. Honestly, there is a list out there that someone put together of all of the Republicans, all of MAGA that has been arrested over the last couple of years. And the list is very long. Yeah. And then when it says Democrats arrested under Trump, 0.
Pam Bondi.
And I believe we have less than 30 days or 36 days before the statute of limitations runs out on the January 6th committee on who can be arrested and held accountable for that. Why has there not been an indictment? Why has no one been arrested? Why has no one been held accountable for the insurrection that occurred by the hands of Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats on January 6th?
Good question.
Are we just going to let that time lapse?
People
killed themselves in prison and outside of prison.
Because what happens when you're somebody who's a patriot, a former veteran, or a veteran, and you go to they start to tell you that you're going to be charged as a terrorist, that you largely can't accept that. Yes, and they're not going. They don't. It messed with their psyche. They kept them in gulags that look like third world. I mean, it just. And nobody, you're right, Allie. Nobody paid the price.
I know we're going off the rails, off the tangent, but I'm so infuriated. And I think most Americans, most of us that voted for this administration is as well. And I think Trump is too. And I don't know what's going on. That's why, certain people get their first names said by him, and it's not, niceties. I just, something's got to give, you guys.
And I can sense we can sense it in the Trump administration with Trump, starting with Trump, that people's patience are running out. Allie, we were talking before we started today that it's always refreshing to see somebody that has consistently over 5, 6, 7, 8 years constantly really kept the same attitude and the same, I guess, character as far as how they cover politics, what they think about major breaking news as it comes out, regarding to what their morals are, what their character is. Somebody that we saw a lot because he was one of us. He's an independent journalist. Right. He's now the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. We were joking that, they've told us as we run for office, there's just thousands and thousands of hours of us just running our mouth. But what we say never changes.
Right. And I stand on it.
And
I stand on it. And if you can't take humor, then you have some healing to do or something. I don't know.
Exactly. Well, Pete Hegseth was on the record talking in great detail about Anthony Fauci and what took place throughout COVID. Of course, this is him when he was a journalist, obviously at Fox News. Watched him a ton there. Let's take a listen.
As we head into 2024, a sweeping lawsuit demanding detailed information on a shadowy group inside Langley, CIA headquarters, known as the COVID-19 Discovery Team. Now, this comes after a whistleblower allegation alleging that the CIA provided financial rewards to 6 CIA agents on that team to change their position and come out against the possibility of the virus originating in a lab in Wuhan, China.
Which we all know it did. But take a look. He doesn't have hardly any of the gray hair that he has now. I wonder if that's from the job.
Of course it's from the job. He is under extreme stress. They're not eating well. They're not sleeping well. They're probably, in order for them to keep up with President Trump, they're sleeping about 4 hours. Maybe. Maybe.
That's how he
and
runs.
That's
That's how he runs.
maybe. And that's military. I mean, that's just what happens. You just sleep for 4 hours, then you get up and do it again. You go run and do PT, and then you're just sleep deprived. It's just it is what it is.
This is before the election in September. But in 2024, Pete Hegseth talking about outing the CIA agents that the whistleblower claims they were offered money to come out and say this was not a leak from the Wuhan lab in Wuhan, China, where they just so happen to be manufacturing this gain of function study virus that led to COVID-19. We all know that is exactly the lab leak theory is just that. It's a theory that I think is going to be proven, but
they
kind of nice.
Also literally put a black box warning on the COVID shots recently.
Yep.
There needs to be Nuremberg 2.0. And
Absolutely.
Fauci and Gates, Bill Gates, not Matt Gates and his daddy. I'm talking about Bill Gates.
The other Gates.
They need to be on trial for crimes against humanity and what has occurred here. And everyone that participated needs to be on the chopping block as well.
Yep.
This is unconscionable. I cannot believe that we still have not figured this out yet. I understand we still have 3.5 years left.
But guys, we're almost a year in and we haven't seen any arrests in anything.
We have
largely there was a coup, an overtaking of our government through falsified elections, through machines that were fraudulent from the very beginning that happened and started in 2020.
And spying on our congressmen, spying on Congress, and then you have spying on Americans, and then you have the Russiagate, and you have all of these fabricated information. Like it's just there's a lot there. That's just it's heavy. That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But you know what? We
have had some pretty big wins. It just all of it needs to be codified because we have 210 executive orders, maybe 200, maybe I think we're teetering 220 at this point. And only 60 of them have passed the House, and only about 10 have passed the Senate.
Well, part of my prayer, Ellie, is that as we get into 2026, we maybe start to see this ramp up and get some real momentum that would give us a lock for 2026, because we're gonna have to prove some really, really harsh, amazing wins in order to get people to want to turn out for 2026. Let's end on our Army Navy game video that you sent me. This is, of course, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Take a look. Looks like he's having fun.
Oh, wow. I love it.
I mean, tell me the morale isn't high again now in the armed services. That's pretty amazing.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love seeing seeing the joy in that he takes in his job. I love that. I absolutely love it. You can tell he enjoys it 100%.
Well, what is that? You know, when we talk about and Pastor always talks about is like the zeal of the Lord, right? Like doing things with that kind of joy, because you don't just do it for yourself. You don't just do it for the accolades. You don't do it to make a name for yourself. You do it because God told you to do it, and you're doing it with everything you have, not only excellence, but zeal. And I see that with him. And I love that. It's pretty exciting. And it's motivating, guys. Hopefully that motivates you for the day. Yes.
That is definitely a reminder for everybody out there that feels, because I know that this happens around this time of year, almost every year. We always feel that pressure, and we're just like, it is so much and it is so heavy, and I just don't want to do this anymore. But the reason why we keep going is because none of us asked for this. None of us asked for this. This is a calling that we are following, and we have to do it with the zeal of the Lord, or we're going to be pulled down into despair, and we're not going to see the things coming, and we're not going to do the things that we need to do. So keep that zeal. Keep it. Look at Pete Hegseth and embody that joy right there. That was amazing.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Open Mic, guys. Make sure you catch us tomorrow, same time, same place. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell somebody that you know. Share it with somebody that you want them to join. Make sure you can go back and look at all of our old videos if you want to. If you miss one, you can catch up on it. But make sure you tune in every day. Follow us at Real Ally Leger, at Michelle Posey, and of course at Open Mic Ladies, so you can keep informed throughout the day. All right, that's going to be it for us, guys. Keep your mic open. We'll see you guys next time.